Hey guys, it's Jason here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. So, as you can see, I did something. I bought this system, if you watched the last video, for either my EXP or the Limitless, but I was kind of excited to run it, and due to the fact that the EXPs are having the issues with the rear diffs. If you don't know anything about that, basically, long story short, Arrma screwed up, they cheaped out, and instead of adding the LSD to the rear, they just threw in a normal one, but then they screwed up on the shimming, and the rear diffs are exploding. So the day that I got my EXB, so I'm at work, I'm super excited, and to get home and to get everything in it, I see Jason, whatever his name is from Arrma, say, "Hey, by the way, our rear diff sucks. You got to buy these parts." And I was just like, well, crap. So I bought the parts. I'm waiting for them to come, but I was excited to put this system in a truck. So I went ahead and did it, and I've got everything in this truck now good to go so that I can get out running. Now, saying all that, unfortunately, there was things I missed that I knew I had to buy, but for some reason I missed. And one of them is the springs. As you can see here, I have them cranked way down, and I don't know why I left the truck on the stand for this, but when you get the batteries in it, this thing is almost sitting on the ground. Like, it's crazy heavy. So I'm definitely going to up my springs. I'm probably going to go with the Techno orange ones. I had them on my Typhoon. They definitely helped raise that truck up a bit. I'm going to thicken up the shock fluid as well. I'm guessing it's probably 60 weight in there now. I'm going to go to 80 and hopefully change get this truck off the ground, because I know tonight when I'm out with it, it's definitely going to drag or be very, very close to the ground, and that's, obviously not a good thing. Um, Again, I've got the Castle Creations Mamba Monster X 8S system in here. It's the 1650 kV censored motor. I'm running a 20-tooth pinion stock spur. I've got the Savox 1231 SG, I think that's what it's called, servo. At 7.4 volts, it's 500 ounces of torque, so it's got gobs of power. This thing should haul. I'm very, very excited for it. The only issue I had with this was the batteries. Just due to the way I mounted the ESC, I had to kind of tweak my cables through the front, or the center, sorry, kind of roll bar thing. Plus, I had to trim off some of the battery tray so that I could set the batteries in a certain way. It was a bit of a pain, but either way, I've got it in, and we are good to go that way. Truck is completely loaded. So just Bash It RC chassis, just Bash It RC front and rear shock towers. I've got hot racing parts throughout. Outcast wheelie bar, as you can see here. I've got the Proline MX38 belted tires. Uh, Full hot racing diff housings front and rear, and inside those I have Arrma diff something or others. I don't know, cups, not cups. I don't know what they would be called. But the diffs themselves are the Arrma ones, the red ones you've seen. Um, so all that's done. I've got 50 thou in the front and the rear. I've got 200 thou in the center diff. Running RPM arms, RPM front bumper. Oh man, RPM wing mount. Hot racing at all four corners, so the steering knuckles and rear carriers. Shocks are still stock. I haven't adjusted any of the fluid in them or anything like that. Hot racing sway bar, little capture thingy there that you can see. Um, Definitely, guys, a very cool truck. I've spent a lot of time, a lot of money. This was a very long build for me. Um, Very, very quickly, if you haven't watched any of the videos on this truck at all, basically, I bought a V4 over a year ago to just run it. I literally only bought hot racing braces. I bought the hot racing servo mount, and because of the fact that the 1231 is a little bit taller, so it didn't sit in the stock hot racing or the stock Arrma servo mount, and that was it. That was my only plans for it. I ended up getting a used V4, like literally a few days after I ordered this truck. I ended up with a used V4, and it was pretty well used. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go out and beat that one, and I'll start pulling the diffs and tuning the truck, the new one, the way I wanted. And well, what you see in front of you now is what happened. It definitely went a little. I definitely went, a little out of control. I never expected to build this truck this way. I never expected to spend this kind of money on it. And so I'm gonna get the truck out tonight and run it, and I'm excited to do that. But I'm also not scared. Scared would be the wrong word, but I'm really wondering how that 1650 kV motor is going to push this heavy truck. It should be a rocket. 1650 kV is a big motor, but this thing weighs a ton, and I don't have a scale to weigh it. I guess I could stand on the scale and do that. Maybe I'll try to do that in a later video, but it weighs a ton. So if I get this truck out and it doesn't perform the way I want it to, you know, it's gonna kind of suck, but I do have the EXP sitting on the shelf waiting for this system so that I can get that truck going, because that one does weigh a lot less than this one does. But what we're gonna do, guys, in this video is we're gonna go out, we're gonna just a couple of quick rips, nothing crazy. I'm not taking the jump out. I want to make sure everything stays together. I want to make sure all the screws stay tight. You know, I have properly shimmed all the diffs, but still I want to make sure all that goes well. And yeah, just give it a quick little rip, drive it around, make sure everything is good to go. After that, I will come back. I will tell you guys what I think of this system, what I think of the power of this system in the truck. And as usual, we'll follow up with, in this case, a fairly long slideshow because I've taken a lot of pictures. I've got some with the blue body, and I've got some actually with the EXP body on it as well. And the EXP body with the aluminum chassis looks killer. But anyways, guys, we're going to get this truck out now. And hey, we're going to see how it runs. Enjoy. Alright guys, I usually put music in the background when I do running videos, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not even going to talk all that much. I just want you guys to be able to hear the truck, hear the motor, hear how everything sounds, so that you can, you know, if you're ready to do this, if you're doing, you know, a similar setup, you kind of can hear how everything sounds. Right now I'm just kind of putting around, just feeling out the censored combo. That's the one thing that is definitely nice, is the censored. But anyways, let's just get on it. All right, guys, we got the truck home. It's sitting on the bench. It's still in one piece. Diffs are still in one piece, so I'm very happy that way. Now, let's get straight into the performance. There's a few things here that are kind of impacting it, so we'll get right into it. I did expect the truck to be quicker. I expected it to have more acceleration. I expected it just to be a little bit more raw. That was not the case. It was still fun, and it was still fast. It just wasn't crazy. Now, let's face it. I've got a heavy truck. I've got heavy tires. Even though that grass was cut where I was, it's very thick grass. The truck is sitting low. It was probably plowing and the whole time. So I've got a lot of things going against it. Two, the motor was hot. At one point, I just kind of shoved my fingers in to feel the motor, and it was warm. So that's when I decided, you know what, I'm going to bring it in because let's face it, for 1650 kV, the big 8S ESC, I kind of expected everything to stay cool. That was not the case. And the batteries were warm too. So what I've done is I've brought the truck home and I've swapped out the pinion. I removed the 20 tooth and I've gone with a 19 now. I'm hoping that helps, as well as, getting some better springs, getting the truck up a little bit so it's not dragging so much. All that should help. Plus, I also don't have a fan on the motor, so that's something else I'm going to look at too, so that I can, get some better cooling in there. But overall, guys, I'm pretty happy with the truck. I'm not going to lie. I will be taking this system out and dropping it in the EXB because, again, this is pretty heavy. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the very lengthy slideshow that's coming up. And guys, as always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. Have a great night. Take care.